She called the cops on me for parking on my own driveway. No kidding. 6:47 a.m. Two patrol cars rolling up with lights blazing. My muddy F-250 parked dead center on my own concrete. And there's Connie Rettel, arms crossed, lips curled in that smug little smirk she saves for moments when she thinks she's already won. The officer steps out, barely awake, and Connie just points at me like she's summoning the executioner. I pay your salary. Arrest him. Right then, I knew. This wasn't about some truck blocking her view. Nah, this was power. Control. Small-town tyranny, the kind that crushes decent folks one complaint at a time. But Connie, for all her plotting, made one fatal miscalculation. She had no clue I spent 23 years dismantling bigger threats than a bored HOA dictator. And she sure as hell didn't know how far I'd go to defend what's mine. Now, I've got to ask, what would you have done? Seriously, drop your story down below. And let me know where you're watching from, because I know I'm not the only one who's tangled with these petty tyrants. Let me back up a sec. My name's Vance Hartwick. Lieutenant Colonel, Army Intelligence, 23 years active duty. Just switched over to reserves, so for the first time in decades, I was living somewhere that didn't have mortars for an alarm clock. Bought myself 4 acres in Pinewood Estates, Colorado. Trees, space, quiet. Just what my wife Marina and I needed. She's an ICU nurse, tough as nails. Our son, West Point. Daughters at CU Boulder, studying engineering. This was supposed to be our peaceful chapter. Every morning, coffee on the porch, boots crunching frost, breathing air that tasted like pine, not sand or burning oil. It was perfect for all of 8 weeks. See, Pinewood's got 47 homes tucked into the hills, just outside Colorado Springs. Bunch of retirees, young families, and a voluntary HOA. No teeth, just a few folks who like organizing block parties and arguing about mailbox colors. And then there's Connie, 52, HOA vice president, married to Garrett, a real estate lawyer who's never home. Their place? Corner lot. Landscaping so precise it looks like a surgeon did it. Her lawn always smells like chemicals, the kind that stings your nose. She patrols every night in heels that click on the asphalt like a countdown timer. Click, click, click. She talks a big game about community standards and property values. But if you listen close, it's just code. She's got an opinion on everyone. Hispanic family 3 doors down. Transient renters, the veterans work van, clutter. Yeah, you get it. 2 weeks after we moved in, Connie shows up at my door with a welcome packet. Smiling, all teeth, hands me a stack of paperwork she's highlighted. Vehicles over 6,000 pounds should be garaged or parked behind the fence line. My truck's 6,400. I glance up, she's still smiling. Just a courtesy reminder, we like to keep things tidy. I nodded, closed the door, and found Marina watching me from the kitchen. That woman's gonna be a problem, she said. I tried to play it off, maybe, but she gave me that look. You know, the one that says, you're being too optimistic and it's going to bite you. 12 weeks in, I come back from a reserve drill, caked in mud, truck looking like it's been through a war. Parked right on my concrete, 10 feet from the street, planned to wash it after breakfast. Next morning, 7 a.m., Connie's banging on my door. I answer mid-sip. That truck needs to be moved immediately, she says, like she's pointing at a dead animal. It's an eyesore. I keep my voice level. It's on my property, ma'am. I'll wash it this afternoon. Her face went beet red. We'll see about that. She storms off, heels firing double time. From the kitchen, told you, Marina calls out. Monday, 6:45 a.m. I'm pouring coffee when I spot the lights. 2 sheriff cars crawling up. Connie's on the sidewalk, arms crossed, pointing at my truck like she's calling in an airstrike. 2 deputies step out, young, professional. The taller one, Kraus, spots my army decal, glances at my shirt, and I see his shoulders drop just a notch. Morning, sir, he says. We got a call about an illegally parked vehicle. He looks at the wide open street, then back at me. He knows this is a joke. On my own driveway. I say, friendly as can be. He sighs, checks the property line, walks it out. Then, calling over to Connie. Ma'am, the vehicle's entirely on private property. No violation. She demands a report. Kraus hands me a card. Have a good day, sir. As they leave, I feel that old familiar prickle, adrenaline, the same rush as before a mission briefing. Things are about to get complicated. That night, I get an email from Dale, the HOA president, courtesy reminder about visual placement of vehicles. The kicker? He CC'd the whole street. Marina reads it over my shoulder. She's building a paper trail. She's right. So I hit reply all, short and sweet, attach my property survey, plat map, cite the county regs. Facts only. For a second, I let myself hope that'd be the end of it. Yeah, wishful thinking. Next morning, I find an orange traffic cone on my driveway. Not mine. I check my cameras. 11 p.m., silver Lexus pulls up. Garrett Reddle steps out, sets the cone, drives off. 40 seconds, tops. I walk it down to Connie's porch, drop it off with a note. Believe you dropped this. Marina shakes her head. You're poking the bear. Bear poked first, I say. That afternoon, county code enforcement shows up. Raul Espinoza, mid-40s, county polo, the look of a man who's seen every stupid neighbor feud. Got a complaint about unpermitted grading work. I laugh. Bought the place as is. Raul checks, shakes his head. This is the 5th bogus call from this street this month. Somebody's got too much time. I pour him coffee, and he tips me off. You know, you can request your own property complaint history from the county. Shows every gripe ever filed. Guys use it to prove harassment if things go sideways. I filed the request that afternoon. Best $15 I'd ever spent. 3 days later, strange cars start slowing past my house, drivers giving it the once-over. Connie's busy. She's got a petition now, trying to enforce voluntary covenants, blaming declining property values on commercial vehicles, which is code for my truck and the vet's work van. By week's end, she's got 11 signatures, mostly retirees who just sign whatever she puts in front of them. Then, the anonymous letter. No stamp, no return address, just military types think they're above the rules. Sell and move to base housing where you belong. Marina finds it after her shift, and the look on her face. I swear, I've seen gentler expressions on drill sergeants. I hold the letter up, faint lavender, Connie's signature lotion. I bag it, file it, right between the traffic cone photos and bogus code complaints. Tuesday, Marina comes home shaking with fury. Her car got ticketed at work, parked legally. She fights it, gets it tossed, but the stress wears her down. Then, 3 days later, her hospital gets an anonymous call accusing her of coming to work drunk. They have to investigate. Policy. She's cleared within hours, but being dragged off the floor in front of colleagues? Humiliating. She went after my job, Marina whispers. She called my hospital and tried to get me fired. That was it. Switch flipped, operator mode. Burn her down, Marina says. I call Lynette, my old JAG buddy. She listens, then says, that's tortious interference. You could sue her into next week. But start with documentation, paper trail, sheriff report. Courts love timelines. I filed the report with Kraus. This time, he's taking it serious. Lynette gives me another tip. HOAs registered as nonprofits have to make financials public in Colorado. $50, 2 weeks. I've seen board members using HOA money as a slush fund. I submit the request. Turns out, Connie's been billing vague admin expenses, $8,400 in 18 months, $1,200 to Garrett's law firm for covenant review, which is a joke since he's on the board. 2 weeks later, emergency HOA meeting. Connie's got a slideshow, photos of my truck, close-ups of survey stakes, even my security cameras. She wants voluntary fines, private security, $40 a month per household. I'm just watching from the back, half impressed by the effort. But then Marcus, postal worker, stands up. Connie, this feels personal. Why do we care where he parks if it's on his property? Her response, people like him don't respect community standards. The way she said it, room drops 20 degrees. Dale, the president, looks nervous. Maybe we should table this. Meeting ends in awkward silence. That night, I dig into the HOA records. Nonprofits can't pay board members or their families without a vote. No record of that here. The next morning, Marcus catches me at the mailbox. She's run off 3 families in 9 years. Always finds a reason. But it's never the white folks. You notice? He tells me about noise complaints, animal control calls, bogus tickets. Patterns clear. If you're building something to push back, count me in. I start making moves. Truck parked front and center, flagpole in the yard, big decorative boulder just inside the line. Every detail within code. Connie paces her driveway. yelling into her phone. Desperate people double down. Within a week, Marcus, Yolanda, single mom, teacher, and Gil, Korean War vet, are in my kitchen sharing stories. Turns out, Connie targeted folks who didn't fit her perfect HOA fantasy. Single moms, blue-collar workers, people of color. We put it together, file formal complaints, gather signatures, prep a special meeting. Yolanda knows a reporter at the Gazette. Gil, who's fought his own battles, wonders if it'll work. It will, I promise. Bullies rely on everyone being too tired to push back. Then, escalation, truck tires slashed, fake Facebook profile smearing me as an aggressive military type. My son calls from West Point worried. You always said let the truth speak for itself. Are you doing that? I print out the evidence, spiral bind the dossiers, and get ready for battle. Meeting night, community center packed, Deputy Krause at the back, Gazette reporter ready. Connie's got her own packets, all color-coded. Dale calls things to order. Connie gets the floor first. Speech about volunteer board members, newcomers who don't understand our values. Marcus interrupts. She's lying, and everyone knows it. The room goes silent. I step up, hand out dossiers, timeline, photos, financials, everything. This isn't about standards. It's about abuse of power. The HOA's been used as a weapon, and it stops tonight. I move for an immediate recall vote. 42 hands go up. Connie grabs her purse and storms out. The sound of that door felt like a verdict. A week later, new boards elected. Marcus president, Yolanda treasurer, Gil secretary. State audit finds every dime of fraud weed uncovered. Connie and Garrett quietly list their house. Gone within 2 months, $30,000 under asking. I never pressed charges. Didn't need to. The truth was enough. The new board dissolves the petty fines, starts real community projects, even sets up a scholarship fund for local kids. 6 months later, my son graduates West Point. Pulls me aside, says, "Courage isn't loud, it's methodical. You taught me that." We host dinner. Marina, the kids, Marcus, Gil, Yolanda. Truck gleaming in the driveway. Nobody says a word. Just how it should be. If you're dealing with your own HOA nightmare, your own bully, tell your story below. Best one gets featured next week. And if you love watching bullies get outsmarted by folks who refuse to back down, hit subscribe. I've got more coming. Remember, quiet professionalism beats loud tyranny every time. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you next round.